Yeah, yeah, yeah. You now tuned in. We tuned in. We back in the cave. Y'all already know, man. You now tuned into another wild and crazy episode of the Man Cave. I'm your host, Kyle Williams, and joined by my other host, Mr. Tone Deaf himself,
What up?
and Mr. Gator. What's up?
Gator,
What's up? What's up? And
Gator ain't
Mr.
in the
Gator,
building
what's
yet,
good?
but he'll
Gator,
get
you in
here
the building?
soon. He'll get here soon. He ain't
Ah,
here yet.
he'll get here soon. Not yet, not yet. He running a little late. I hope he ain't doing what we about to talk about.
Who knows? Who knows?
so, so what's good, brother? How was your week, man?
Man, my week has been busy. With the fact that we are now running the 24/7. I've been doing some serious
Yes.
programming and restructuring. Trying to get everything good for the month of May with with a few new shows we got debuting and a couple of returning shows. Just been hectic, man. Super hectic.
Right. Oh yeah. I know, man. The life of the boss is never a dull moment.
No doubt.
Never a dull moment, man.
Definitely get
But
ready
yeah,
to
man.
dive
So
into tonight's topic, man. Like, I think this is something that needs to be discussed from a male perspective
address.
because a lot of times we tend to let some things slide, and what the fact that we getting ready to break into summer because now your cold states are starting to have their first taste of 70-degree weather and whatnot. I think it's time for us to go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and have that conversation with everybody about
Okay.
tonight's topic.
Okay. I definitely agree. Long awaited. So, for those who don't know or, haven't, seen us posting and everything on social media, tonight's topic is why men should not chase a woman. Learn how to fall back sometimes. Learn when you need to fall back. So, it's definitely like Tone said, it definitely need to be addressed. It's a lot of things going on, we all know over the years and over the decades, and it's been said a lot that men are thirsty and a man holler at anything, or a man anything with a big butt and a smile. Songs been made about us, all kinds of things. But hey, just like anything else, times has changed. And a lot of men are not running after a big butt and a smile no more. Some
Facts.
are.
Well,
And those,
we
and
we got
those,
to talk about.
those that are, we're going to talk about.
All right. So what we gonna do though, before we go ahead and get this party started, I opened up my
Hmm.
email about a few days ago, and
Okay.
I happened to be blessed by a couple of young men who have this dope track that I think it's time for us to go ahead and debut, Cal. Now, we normally don't do
Oh.
artist spotlight on shows like this, but I feel like we need to bring it back to the shows, and most
Hmm.
definitely this will probably be the first song to go ahead and kick this off for us. I can't do it justice introducing this song, so I'm gonna go ahead and let Kyle go ahead and introduce this song the best way you can.
Okay. Well, this is definitely a hot track. New artists coming up, and they hungry. I definitely keep my ear to the street as well. And Tone Deaf Radio, we definitely, like Tone said, like to see new artists. This new group is fresh out of New York. They fresh out of BK, and they hungry. Young group, young boys. They go by the name of OMGs, and they just talented, man. They got the swag, they got the sound. It's fresh, it's new, and we're gonna, like Tone said, we're gonna debut it here on the Man Cave, Tone Deaf Radio. First and foremost, OMGs. This is the life. This is just it's straight fire, y'all. This is the life. OMGs. New York, Brooklyn, stand up.
The Enforcer.
My God, I'm gonna break it. This is the life, this is the life, this is the life, and I got living left. If you moving accordingly, then you get left. Said this is the life, this is the life, this is the life, and I got living left. If you ain't moving accordingly, then you get left. New check, disrespect, then you left, nigga. Y'all all rookies that I'm hanging with some best, nigga. My team thinking the blue wavy, I'm next, nigga. I was booting, who been rolling with the next, nigga. Tell niggas to get green, don't worry about me. Me and Game trying to make it on the big screen. I remember hoop dreams, but now I'm past that. I'm too busy working, trying to figure where the cash at. Lately I've been thinking with a bag at, get the work, rap that. If you want me drop, I gotta tax that. I roll a blunt, get high, I be focused. They stay on block, he be scoping. Your bitch link all the time, she be open. So much dope in the air, niggas floating. If you got a couple friends, we can match that. White T, Air Forces in the dad hat. Leave your girl alone, I'ma grab that. Take a few pictures for the snap, or I smash that.
Mixed lean with the Sprite. Pulled up to the crib, we was working all night. Catch neck at the light. Didn't know shit, he bad hit a lick count cash. Sippin' lean might crash. Tell bro do the dash on the block like your bash. On G never lack. Ask fast shit with turf, all my niggas finna work. Kick back like the dirt. My mom comes first, if you ever disrespect. Get popped like a bird. I got shooter straight bird, count man like a clerk. I'm in this stuff at the start. Fuck it, yeah, bitch, cause I'm hard. Yeah. Back at me stuff like this hard. Hit from that back in that dark.
This is the life. This is the life.
Unmuted.
Oh, this is the life. OMG. OMGs, man. The boys is live.
So, I don't know what the hell happened this weekend that Gator don't know what fucking day it be.
No, like, bro.
No.
It's a lot going on. I'm actually sick right now, so I'm trying to. I was in here trying to get doped up. I'm glad you said something because
no. Here's the
I don't feel good.
First and foremost, he already, kind of like miscommunicated earlier, and we'll let the code slide from him and his bad communication earlier.
No,
but he thought
that was not no bad communication.
He thought it was Sunday.
I can Photoshop. I mean, not Photoshop. I can take a picture,
screenshot
of the message conversation. I thought it was understood what I was asking, and everything was clear to me. It was like, okay, and I asked a couple times to make sure people understood what I was saying. So I'm like, when you hit me up, I'm like, yo, I already took care of that. It's all good. That's when I had hit you up about talking to her about doing it.
See, it's not that. Okay, so
I don't know.
It's not. I didn't do it to say that. Hey, you didn't have your business. Let me clear that real quickly. I was in executive mode, and when I'm in executive mode, I gotta have bullet points to know. Okay, Monday we good. Tuesday we good. Thursday we good. I ask Juan. I get on Juan all the time. I ask Juan 4 times a week. Hey, bro, we good for Thursday? Yeah, man. Tuesday, bro, we good for Thursday? Yeah,
well,
bro,
see, that's why I did it. That's why I did what I did, because I figured my whole thing was, okay, I want to do this. I want to make it so everybody that's coming, because there's a lot of women that said they're coming that don't know us. So they will feel comfortable with just women being in their room and they could speak freely. That was my whole thing.
But that's just it.
So I set it up.
You can't bank.
What?
You can't always bank on those who say they coming. You gotta always have.
No, these were not these. I wasn't even talking about my cast. I'm talking about other people that I have talked to.
Right.
Just for this in particular.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't talk to them about no other show. This was just for this one.
Right, and I got that, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what you did wasn't wrong. What I'm saying is, what I've learned from doing this is no matter how guaranteed something is, keep a plan B.
Yeah, you gotta have a back plan.
Yeah, like for example, the guys who were supposed to join us the other week in regards to the show we were doing. Now, cool, I had expected, I was glad to have some other dudes on air. I ain't got to do no work. All I got to do is sit back and push some buttons. But because the unexpected delay that they had, we still ended up making the show happen. But we were banking on your half being them. You know what I'm saying? So plan Bs are always great to have. And I say this to everybody. I tell it to Kyle, tell it to Jeannie, tell it to Juan, tell it to Mia, tell it to you. So I'm not like saying, hey, bro, you fucking up. No, I'm just messing with you because you thought it was Sunday. Like, bro, it's a whole nother day. And then on top
right.
No. Here's the killer part. Not only on top of he thought it was Sunday, he thought that they were on air, which they were supposed to be on Tuesday. It's like, bro, how you think is one day?
I did not think that.
Yes,
no, I did not think that. I didn't think that. What I thought was, since you want to put it out there, I thought it was another show going on.
Yes,
that's what I thought was going on.
Yes,
I didn't, and I thought it was because words had been said about Cal doing another show. So I'm figuring he doing the other show.
No.
No, if you check the conversation that came after the new show was put out there or whatever, the date was under it. That's next week, May 7th.
Okay. My bad. I apologize.
We're gonna chalk it up as drugs.
I think that one. It was my bad.
We put it on the drugs.
Yeah, because I'm showing a little doped up. So if I disappear and I start snoring or something,
you might get an honest gator. We actually might get an honest gator tonight since you doped up. No,
right.
But
right.
Talk. Let's go ahead and enough of putting each other on blast and whatnot. See, people, this is the thing about Tone Deaf Radio. When you listen to the live, you're going to get a raw, real, uncut episode. While
that's right.
I do the editing later for like the streaming, the SoundClouds, but the live people, the live is where the actual really go down at. So
live is where it's at.
If y'all can listen to the pre-recorded shows and the fantastic editing that I tend to do sometimes when I feel like doing some serious editing, you can get that. But the lives is where you get the truth at. But we in here tonight though.
That's right.
Like Cal started off to kick the show off.
Yeah. Since Gator just joining us, let's introduce the topic again. Right. Gator, okay. So Gator, it's a lot going on. This is a topic that definitely needs to be addressed. Been going on for a long time, and we're gonna put some clarity on it. The topic for tonight is why men should not chase women. Learn how to fall back. That's what we're talking about tonight. Yes. Why men should not. Oh, I mean, you could start off if you want, brother. I was putting the topic out there to you on where we going with this tonight.
No, let him start. Go ahead. Let him start before he goes off on us.
Good point. Good point.
Cook.
Hell no.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, no, we want you. You say you doped up. We want that. We want that honesty right now while it's fresh. But you knock out on us.
Because you might fall and scrape your knee. No.
So, Brother Gator, tell us, man.
Because
why men shouldn't chase women?
I don't think that's the way. I'm going to my biblical mode. God intended it to be, because if it was meant for, well, actually, I ain't gonna say chase, because if they give you the point to let you know that they don't want to have nothing to do with you, then you need to back off. But there's a lot of dudes out here that got that don't give up kind of mentality. Mm-hmm. They feel like they Urkel, like they're gonna wear the woman down or something. When in all actuality, it's actually pissing her off more that you keep coming at her. Ask me how I know. I talk to a lot of women, and boy, they let me know, yo, these niggas out here, and they don't just give up. It's just, I done told them already, and I heard women say they told them flat out, it's no, ain't nothing happening. We ain't going down this road, and the dude still be trying. Like, what? Let it go. For you hear something you really don't want to hear, and then your feelings be hurt.
That's true. That is very, very true.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, though. I did it one time.
Okay.
I did it one time. For me, it turned out good.
Right.
Because unbeknownst to me, the woman I was chasing was in a relationship with another woman.
What?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea what was going on. The thing I knew was the club that I was working in, she kept coming in the club. And this one I was in Minnesota. And every time she came in the club, she would always speak to me. Like, she would find me to speak to me and talk to me. So I felt like, hey, she let me know she's interested.
Right. She was kind of chasing you.
Yeah. And after the fact, we got in a little relationship, started talking, and when we actually moved in together, we had a conversation, and she was like, you know, you was trying to get at me for a long time. And she let me know exactly why she wasn't having it. She wasn't letting nothing happen. She was like, I was in a relationship with a girl that used to come with me. But see, to me, it was like 8 of them that used to come together.
Okay.
And they always came together. They always clicked up. They was hanging out. I'm figuring this girls' night. You know what I'm saying? They come on the same night.
not knowing that it was really girls' night.
It really was. Yeah, it was. And she was like, all of us was couples. All 8 of us.
Wow.
It was 4 couples. And I was like, oh, I never knew that. Because I was doing pat down. So I wasn't on the inside seeing what was going on the inside. So I had no idea. But
God.
and that's the
so hold on.
So
hold on, Gator. It was 8 of them, and all 8 of them they was all in relations with each other.
Yeah. It was 4
okay,
couples.
It's 4 couples, bro. Now.
Yeah.
Let's just give a moment. Let's give a moment of silence for that vision.
And I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. I'm gonna be honest, because when I got to Atlanta and started working these parties, quote unquote, you know how those guys think about like lesbians and ooh, that would be the bomb, and Them lesbian parties, bruh, they were disgusting. It turned me off completely. But this, all 8 of them mugs was bad. All of them.
Goddamn. Just.
I remember it.
That was the moment in time when, bro, you were supposed to shoot your shot, keep the party going.
Man.
And
you were supposed to shoot
that all the time.
You were supposed to shoot several shots. You had eight tries. You just
just saying, bro.
But see, it was something about, like I told her, we still friends and we communicate and whatnot. She got married or whatever.
Yo,
but later on, I told her,
could have been married to you.
She asked me
he could have been married to all of them, Tom. They all could have been his wives.
I'll be honest with you. You know
he wouldn't know what to do with all that.
You see situations later on after, either a breakup or something happened, and you be like, "Oh, thank God, I'm so glad
You say that now, a little bit different, but you know what though?
Right.
That's a cool way to go ahead and lead in to why sometimes men should fall back in situations.
That's true.
One mistake that I've seen a lot of men make, and I don't even think it's a mistake, I just think it's like a natural rebuttal now, that when a young lady says that she's in a relationship, men these days still keep pressing the issue.
Take it as a challenge.
He
will say, I'm in a relationship. And some go with, well, can't you, your man won't let you have friends. Now, first and foremost, man, I'm going to talk to you as a man to a man.
Crazy.
I'm not even going to talk to you like I'm a dude off the market or anything like that. I'm going to talk to you as a man to a man. If you had a girl, like you had a woman you love, you would give her the world, you would do anything for her, and a guy said, well, we can still be friends, would you mentally in your head be okay with the guy who just tried shooting his shot at your girl to be her friend? So if you don't think that is something you can accept, why would you even use that as a line? Because in the back of your head, the whole time you dating her, you're going to think that every guy that she knows use the same line on her. So please,
and that's usually why it happens.
Okay.
That's usually how it happens, though.
But the thing, guys, is we have to also realize is not everything is a challenge. She might not be in a relationship, but she just doesn't want a relationship with you. Just because you might be driving a nice car or have money in your pocket or got whatever name brand gear, you still might not be her type. Okay? Just like men, we put women in 3 categories. Women do the same thing. So you might not be in the dateable category. You might not be in the DOD category. You might just be in the friend or don't want to deal with you category. Men, you have to accept that.
That's a fact.
Okay? Let the second opportunity come around. Maybe just step to her at that moment. She didn't want to talk to you because she just got out the relationship and she need me time to get herself together to make sure she knows why she don't need to go back to that dude before she gives you a chance. Don't press the issues. Let that shit slide. Unless you in Gator situation where you could basically have a house full of lesbians, but in that case, do what you can
that's
to get
another
all
story. I'll tell you about that later on. That's another story.
That's another story.
I don't think y'all ready for that one.
Man, that's craziness right there.
I just say this: my birthday was amazing. Okay, continue.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
So y'all understand, this that Gator that dude be hiding and don't be wanting to tell us all this stuff.
Word.
You know what I'm
saying? For real. We ain't never hear this. We ain't never hear this side of Gator. See, it's that medicine. That medicine, he said he doped up. That medicine is talking.
I'm just saying, my birthday was amazing. I'll never forget it. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
Right.
Thank you, guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
But continue on with the thing.
But continuing on.
Because apparently, Gator out here flipping everything that comes his way. And the men in the Man Cave are just now hearing about this. So I'm really highly...
First ever, like...
It's probably why he got a cold right now. It's probably not even a cold. It's probably the clap. He just don't want to admit it.
What the hell? Oh, hell no. But it is not going down like that.
All right. So another thing, guys, that gives you an indication that you need to fall back, going in line with the first one, and don't get me wrong, some women do have an instant defense mechanism where they'll say, I got a man, and don't really have a man. But let's say you are coming around for your second go-around. Lady a drink and whatnot, and you're communicating with her and you're talking with her. If she's not responding or reciprocating to you, giving you one-word answers, not making eye contact, not really giving too much of a care about anything other than whether or not you're going to buy her another drink, it might be time to fall back on that. Sometimes if a woman is interested, well, not sometimes, anytime a woman is actually interested in you, she'll be interested in your conversation more than anything. Now, don't get me wrong, you do got some little thoughts out here who want to see what you're working with, but you're not trying to talk to her for that particular reason at this moment. And if you are, put that on the table, see what happens, and then move around. But if you're really trying to get to know her, you can know by the way the conversation goes whether or not this is for you. Doesn't necessarily mean she's not listening to you every single time. She just might not be interested in what you're talking about. I mean, if you like video games and Pokemon, you might not want to talk to a chick who reads urban fiction. That might not be the kind of girl for you, Or
for real.
I'm just saying. Like, if she got 3 kids, but you want to talk about the stars and stuff like that, that might not be her. Talk about bubble guppies and PJ Masks and stuff like that. That might get you in the door a little bit better. Change of your vocabulary.
Wow.
If you're really trying to get to know her because you're showing interest in her interests or what's a part of her world at least. Because anybody who has a kid under the age of 5 knows about bubble guppies, PJ Masks, Teen Titans, and the Minions. If any of this irritates you, bro, that's not the girl for you because this is what you're going to have to deal with on the side the whole time. I'm just saying. So you definitely got to keep things like that aside. All right. Another key, staying within the same theme of trying to get to know somebody and it's time to fall back, communication. Like I said before, you'll get some situations where you'll get one-word answers, short, quick responses, or even at all in regards to it. As men, I know sometimes we look at everything as a challenge, so we'll keep picking and probing and probing until we get that one piece of information that actually makes her open up and talk to you. Sometimes, bruh, it's just not going to happen. The way you talk might not be the way she understands. See, we live in a world where broken English is normal to the point that white people call it ebonics, and they're getting rid of cursive writing that maybe your swagtastic vocabulary is not something this refined woman wants to hear. So you got to be careful, because if communication sucks, you ain't going to get nowhere else, bruh. Time for you to fall back. Real talk. All right? Another thing.
And that's a fact.
I'm just saying. Another thing. Guys, do your research. I get it if you're out in the club, you're out and about somewhere, and you're shooting your shot. It happens. You either hit, you miss, you don't know. But if this is a big quick friend of your sister's, or a homie from around, or a homegirl from around the way, do your homework. One of the worst things you can do is go up and try to talk to somebody and not even know what they're into. You might make the mistake and actually shoot your shot on the lesbian, which really makes you look stupid because not everybody can be Gator. You know what I'm saying? So, really? Do your homework. Hey,
I was going to say, really? That's what you're doing?
That was a compliment. You literally just talked about how you bagged a lesbian. Not everybody can do that. That was a compliment.
Yeah, that's a gift, man.
That's a once in a gift right there, brother.
That's a gift, man.
Trying to give a nigger a compliment.
And she had word. And she had 7. She had no. You bagged a lesbian. She had 7 other ones with her, man. Like, and that's a gift, man. Like you. Did your thing, man. Your birthday was amazing.
Still.
Right.
Anyway.
Hey. Okay.
Do your homework, guys. Find out some things about
Do your homework.
You ain't got to know her favorite color or where her, what's her favorite food or what's her shoe size and stuff like that. But at least get to know some things about her. If y'all go to school together, find out what classes she takes. Try to find out what her major is. Pay attention to who she associates with. If you guys work together, find out what team she on. Maybe find out whether or not she's dated somebody at work already, because there's a lot of people that are against work dating. So find out if that's even something that's, something she's down with, because she might be interested in you, but she just doesn't date people she works with. So maybe
that she works with.
Maybe that's a great time to be a friend. Don't get fired, bro. get promoted.
or if you really into her, find a new career path. It's time for me to leave this job. It's time for me to leave this job
anyway.
Right? God damn it! Walk in on Monday and be like, "Look, I quit. I'm out."
Transfer to a different store, find out what works for you.
Right.
But no, the thing about this is, the whole thing about this is, guys, is do your homework. Women love when you've done your homework and at least tried to find out more about them instead of coming up to them with some cheesy one-liner trying to get to know them, because it shows you're putting forth an effort, which will give them the idea that you're going to put forth an effort to make the relationship work as well, too. Now, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Getting to know them and stalking them is two different things. There's a very thin line. So
totally.
Be careful. Be careful with that. But do your homework, bro.
Word.
Do your homework.
That's very true.
Most importantly, this is from a guy to a guy. Make sure she ain't fucked one of your homies. That's a big thing you really want to do your homework for than anything. Because you don't want to see her.
Don't want her to smash the homies.
Be shooting your shot at the girl who your guy was just on the couch 3 months ago crying that he loved to death. Do your homework, bruh. Do your homework.
Word.
All
right.
Yeah.
Also, and this is a tricky one, we getting into the spring, we getting into the summer. I know this is difficult for men to do, especially as you get older. But in the early dating phase, as much as you vibing with her, as much as you feeling like she's the one and this is who you want to put all your effort into, you got to remember that unless she say y'all in a relationship, you might not be the only person she's dating right now. The dating phase is a completely different phase than the courting phase. So don't get upset if she doesn't have time because she actually has another date. That just means to make your date even more memorable. For all we know, that other date that she's supposedly going on is just confirmation that you are the better person than the guy she's dating over there. Don't blow your chance before you even had a chance because you overthinking the situation. Okay? You guys date just as much as she does. Because I know for a fact if you call her to go to the movies that weekend and she actually happens to be busy with work, you're scrolling through your phone finding the next number that you're going to call instead. So don't get mad at her because she can do the exact same thing. Okay? Yes, there's 12 women for every man in the world, but that doesn't mean that all 12 women are going to wait around for you. There's definitely some other options out there for them. There's some doors that might still need to be closed, or she may just be playing the field just like you are. You just happen to approach her in a way that caught her attention, so she's giving you the opportunity to prove to her that you're better than the person who's already been putting time in to make it to the courting phase. So, don't fuck up.
And also make sure that y'all are actually dating. Because that's another thing. That's another tricky line, too. You got some people that just automatically assume, well, we dating. And it's like, no, we friends.
True.
It's a very thin line. And a lot of people don't even take the time to even get to the dating phase. They automatically jump there. Like before you're dating, you got to actually be friends to get to know each other, to know if this is even a person that you want to date.
Facts.
So,
and you know
don't
what? That's
just saying.
I found out our ideal of dating and women's ideal of dating is two totally different things.
And I was just getting ready to go there, and I'm glad you rolled with it.
I'm just saying.
Totally two different things. That's what made me say that, because I learned that. What I just said, I learned that from a woman. I learned that from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that young boy. You know, we went out. You know, I'm spending my money. I'm taking you to the movies. I'm this. I'm that. I'm like, yeah, we dating, and she like, we never made that official that we was dating. I'm like,
say
what you talking about? Like,
say that thought. Because when we go on break and we come back to break, after we get past the you pursuing, when we get to the actual dating phase, we're going to dive into what the hell is dating. All right. So I got a couple of more points, guys, before we roll into that particular thing. All right. Last couple of ones. All right. Social media is huge in this day and age when it comes to the dating world. I don't care how much people want to say Facebook is not a dating site. That is a lie. Facebook is probably the best dating site. 1, it's free. 2, it tells you people who you know. So going back to when I said doing your research before you approach her, you can do so much research through Facebook before you approach her. I mean, any of these other dating sites give you nothing but a face shot and a small snapshot of how that person is, whereas in Facebook you got anywhere between 1 to 8 years of their whole life if you friends with them on Facebook. So you can do your research if you want to pull up better on Facebook than anywhere else. So don't knock Facebook as a dating website. But if you guys are just talking, I mean, you guys haven't even gotten to the point where, you know, you can even assume that you guys are feeling each other. You're still dating. Don't go overdo it on social media. If she's making comments and the comments sound like they can hurt your feelings, like you just got done talking to her and you ask her out on a date, and then she turns around and make a post like, when people ask me what I'm doing, and it's a photo of a chick laying in the bed on her phone saying, "Oh, I got a lot of homework to do." Don't take it personal, bro. But at the same time, that might be a sign too much. So it's time for you to fall back. Social media, you really have to pay attention, because a lot of people will say it's just social media, but in actuality, they're telling you exactly how they feel without telling you. Memes, gifts, subliminal stuff like messages. That. Yeah, those things like that are really big for a lot of social media users, because they can express what they want to express without you telling. So yeah, that one girl she was talking to, you decide to shoot your shot, because almost every single post she make, there's some kind of sexual reference in there, and then all of a sudden you shoot your shot and she jokes with you. Doesn't necessarily mean she's going for you, bro. You just entertaining her at the time when she's really throwing these references to the person who she really wants to catch the references. So be careful. This is how a lot of guys get accused of being thirsty, because you're falling for the trap, but the trap was never set for you. Okay? So you gotta be careful. Sometimes you have to Euro step those things and just let them. Okay? So if she says, "I'm bored, I'm up, I slept all day, I wish I had somebody to talk to," don't go for it, bruh. Because don't go for it. Don't do it. Don't do it at that moment. What you do is the next day you see the message and then you say, "Oh, I wish I would have seen this last night. I would have hit you up. We could have chatted." She's either at that moment in time going to tell you, "No, that's okay. You know, I end up blah, blah, blah," or "I went to bed," or she going to be like, "Well, next time I'm up, I'll hit you up then if it's that serious." That's giving you your opportunity, and she's telling you, "Okay, next time I'm in this position, shoot your shot." Okay? Don't go for the trap at that moment. Sit back and watch somebody else fall for it. And that's another thing. You're not the only guy diving in her inbox, and you're not the only guy posting on her status. I got a friend right now, cool chick, known her for damn near almost 15 years. She's an exotic dancer now. She loves her job, okay? But she hates being single, okay? She's single because she doesn't want to deal with ignorant niggas and they BS, because most dudes only come at her for her body and her profession, okay? I can go on her post and I can talk all kind of trash with her because I personally know her. So I know most of the time she's saying this stuff, she's aggravating somebody else on purpose. Okay? But I sit here and I see these dudes shoot their shots and say all these things to her and make all these comments to her. And I've watched her purposefully skip a bunch of them to respond to one particular dude. And then the next time that dude comment, she skips over the dude and goes to a different random dude. So she's purposely messing with every single guy who posts on her page. I find it funny because at the end of the day, none of them ever had a chance with her. Okay? This is thirst trapping at its best. Men, you have to stop falling for this. You have to stop looking at a woman off of physical only. One, most of it is a lie because that's what filters are for. That's why every single woman loves Snapchat because they got filters that make flaws disappear without doing nothing. That's why you see so many chicks.
Well, shit, Facebook got all of them got filters now.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, it's filters on everything now. So you got to be careful. You don't know who you really talking to unless you see her face to face. Like, you can't even tell that off of sending a photo to my phone because you could have did that whole filter thing for you. Sent it to my phone. Like, let's see the video chat. Let me get you directly in front of me. So you just gotta be a lot of men, like how you said, Tone. Like, you gotta fall back. You can't keep coming across as thirsty. Honestly, like, you think you getting her, chasing her. A lot of women respond more to a man that simply put his interests out there or just plant that seed and walk away.
Facts.
It's actually the less interest you show her, the more she gonna want to know who you are.
Right.
Because in a room,
just keep the conversation simple, man. Don't pour out a 5-page letter of poetry and all that stuff. Just like, fuck these bitches. I wish I had someone who gets me. And walk away. Just walk away. Don't do nothing else.
Real simple.
Jesus loves me.
Real simple.
And I wish these women.
That's right. It's always.
I'm gonna put that as a post one day. Jesus loves me, and I wish you loved me the same way. Roll out.
Oh man.
Roll out. Just roll out. All right. Final thing. Gentlemen. Sometimes a woman doesn't want you. She wants what you do for her. She likes the fact that you'll come pick her up from work when she's stuck. She likes the fact that you bring her food when she's hungry. She likes the fact that you'll sit there and listen to her whine about her best friend Kiki and how Kiki's a thought and she's so sick and tired that she would just get her life together. That doesn't mean you're in a relationship. That means you actually are the friend that you asked her, could you be, because she didn't want to date. If you find yourself in the friend zone, just roll with it, dude. Don't force yourself out the friend zone. Don't fight for her love. Don't sit here and subliminally sabotage everybody she wants to talk to because you feel you are way better than that person ever will be. Just roll with what you are, dog. Sometimes some women need more of a friend than they need someone who's trying to stick their penis in her. I mean, that could be the problem right there, why she won't give you the time of day, because you keep trying to stick your penis in her. So, just, if you say that you're going to be her friend, bro, just be her friend and don't think you're in a relationship. Or don't act like you're in a relationship and you really not. That's probably the worst thing you can do in the world. Let her consider you as a possible for a relationship. Or just drop knowledge and roll with it. Oh, Siri, what the fuck you want? No, Siri's about to chime in. Siri's about to chime in and put her 2 cents in. I was like, oh, what you want to say?
Well, she got something to say.
Well, she
is a woman. Siri is a woman. She listening to you.
Depending on what version you got. Because, some people, you
right.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need a British dude to give me directions. At least I know he know where he going. Just
Word. Not everybody got Siri. Some people got Cedric.
Send all your emails to Tom and Cal.
You telling me that? You telling me if a British dude told you to turn left and your destination is on the right, you're not gonna believe him?
Turn. Hey,
you know what? I'm gonna turn left because you know Sean Connery told me to turn left. I'm gonna turn left. You know what I'm
saying? Like I know what I'm talking about. So you gonna listen? Like
even when you looking at the place that you supposed to be going to, and they tell you turn the opposite way, you know that's the place.
If it's a British dude and he telling me to go, I believe him. Like, you know what, Michael Mann, you might be right.
You might know something else.
You might know. You know what, you right.
That place might not be that good.
That gas station chicken is probably better than this place right here.
Word. That motherfucker right. He right. You know what? We gonna go over here.
No.
All right, what we gonna do, people, is we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and what we do, we're gonna come back. We're gonna actually dive into the relationship side of when is it time for a man to actually fall back? Because sometimes men, we do walk into situations, mind state, and it is time for us to walk away from it. When should you do that? I mean, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and debut another new song here on the Man Cave. I came across this young artist a year ago with the song called Hate. When I seen his name, I died because it just happened to be the holiday season. So I just thought it was a gag. But when I found out that this is actually his rap name and he has been using it for years, I thought that I gotta listen to the dude, and he has bars for days. This young man is out of Boston. I really should hate Boston to death right now because they put the Bucks out, but some of them guys, it's Milwaukee's fault. Can't be mad at them and whatnot. So this is actual Michael Christmas is the name of the artist, and the song is called Girlfriend. So it's out, come back, see how everybody thinks about it. All right, be right back, people.
But I know you didn't. Who the fuck am I kidding? Man, I gotta stop bitching. She don't want me, I get it. Then one night I heard ping. Check my phone and she said it. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up with you? Girl, can I fuck? Can I fuck with you? Huh? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up with you? Girl, can I fuck? Can I fuck with you? I want her to be my girlfriend. I want what's up? Hey, what's up with you, girl? Can I fuck with you? Huh? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up with you, girl? Can I fuck with you? I want her to be my girlfriend. I want her to be my girlfriend.
And we are back, African American people of the negative connotation. You are listening to the Man Cave on a Monday. We were doing remodeling yesterday, so we had to do the show today. But make sure you guys check out the breakdown tomorrow, as we kicked Jacob out the studio because we sick of his shit. And we're going to go ahead and bring the women in and let them answer questions from men about stuff that we've always wanted to know. So, men, send your questions to the inbox, tonedeafradio@gmail.com, post it on the wall. Wherever you can get a hold of us at, send us your questions. We are going to make these ladies answer them. And they have agreed to answer every question, no matter what that question is. And the only request I ask for you guys is, don't try shooting your shot on air, please. I'm not gonna read it if you're trying to.
And ladies,
don't waste your time.
Ladies, if I don't show back up, it's my fault.
Yeah, don't do that, because it could look very bad. You shoot your shot on air, and there's a lot of people listening, and we won't edit that part out. We'll leave that.
No, I'm leaving it in post-production too. So if you send a question in and you want to shoot your shot, I'm gonna put your name on that paper. And if it fails, bruh, that's
wow.
So don't do it.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Yeah, and don't all the X-Men, don't call in. You know what I'm saying? If you hear your woman call in the show and she's asking the ladies a question, don't call in and try to put some personal business out there, because we gonna leave that on there too. Like, this is the women time to shine, and you know them. There's a lot of things gonna come out tomorrow night. So, you know, keep that in mind. You know, don't put it out to the world if you don't want it out there.
Terrible people.
Just saying.
Terrible. Terrible people. All right. So earlier in the show, when we first kicked it off, we talked about when is it time to fall back when you're trying to shoot your shot with the woman. A lot of good points came up. A lot of good things came out in regards to it. So I hope you men took away from that. Only because one of the things that we hear at the Man Cave, hear a lot from women, is when guys don't know how to take a no. And sadly, we're living in a society where a girl can give you an honest no, I'm not interested, and 5 minutes later end up dead on the ground. I feel like we should never get to that point. So men, I get it. You might not be used to rejection. Your mama didn't hug you enough. Your daddy didn't pat you on the head and say, good job, son. But if a woman tells you no, just roll with it. She might not be telling you as in, no, I don't want you. She might just be saying, no, right now is not a good time for me to talk to you. Try back again in 2 weeks or something. Who knows? You know, change your approach, change your dialogue, brush your teeth. You know, your breath could be stinking right then and there. You know, so don't get in your chest. Let it roll.
Word.
If you got
lucky, grow.
If you got lucky and made it to the dating phase, she's giving you a chance. She liked what you said. Your breath was minty fresh. Your clothes was clean. You paid for the drinks and you didn't try to hit. So she said, call me. You called her. It was the actual number to her. Okay? And she said, yes, I'm free on Saturday. Let's go out for drinks. Okay?
Because that's the first shot, right?
That's the first shot.
When you call her number and she actually pick up,
no. These guys.
That's the first shot right there.
No, a real man is smart. If you are truly interested in a chick, and the women are upset that men actually started thinking, if she gives you her number, because we're in the world of cell phones now, the guy
you call me right
there. No, text me. I'll be like,
they call right then and there. So they get the number.
I'll call me.
They take their phone. They call right then and there. If that phone don't ring, that is the most awkward moment in history.
Oh yeah.
Like that woman
does
not know what to say or do, especially if you've had your phone in your hand throughout most of the night. So either A, your
throughout the whole night,
which is a lie because you and your girl probably been texting back and forth, or you gave him the wrong number, and he will come back to you if this number ain't right. Okay? So ladies, the best thing you can possibly do is just give him the right number.
Just say no.
No. Either say no or give him the right number and then just block him 2 days later. Just block him. Just block him. That's all. Just block him.
Think about it. You got to think about it.
Just block him.
This ain't years ago. This technology's at a different level now.
All right. So you got the date. You guys are dating. You're feeling each other, and you're in lust. All of a sudden, it starts to wear off. You're in a relationship, and you're starting to notice that things are not the same. Here are some signs for when it's time for you to fall back in that relationship. And I know this is difficult for some people, especially if you've invested time. Like, you haven't invested enough that it's time for y'all to get married, but you've invested enough that you've told everybody y'all are a couple. You've gone to each other's house, but for some odd reason, you still just feel like this is not where you should be, and it has nothing to do with the sex. Here's some signs that it might be time for you to just, walk away from it. All right. And you guys can chime in with every situation. All right. Number one, if you're talking to the girl and she keeps bringing up her ex in regards to a lot of stuff you guys are talking about.
Red flag. Red flag.
Run.
Red flag. Red flag.
All right.
So red flag. Big B's.
All right. So, guys listening,
Oh my
sometimes this is not a blueprint for you to fix what's wrong with her. And I know it might seem easiest because she's telling you all the problems and she's telling you everything about that guy that he did wrong. So you think in the back of your head, well, he did A, B, C, D. So I'm going to make sure I don't do A, B, C, D. In actuality, that's not the case.
She really telling you how damaged she still is from that last relationship.
Facts.
Not what you need not be doing. She telling you how she's still emotionally destroyed. Like, she's still going through emotional issues because of that last relationship. So she's not even fully healed. And the relationship road may not be a road that y'all both need to take at that point. She needs to take time to properly heal. Maybe you could be that friend at that time and it can naturally progress into a healthy relationship. Or maybe you just need to be that shoulder for her to vent on, and that might show you that y'all may not be 100% compatible, with how much y'all thought y'all was. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look beneath the surface when communication, when she's talking, and it goes both ways, women as well. If a man is constantly dogging his ex, oh man, fuck that bitch, oh she never did this, she never did that, oh yeah man, I can't stand her, this, that, and you may look at it as, oh well, I ain't gotta worry about her. But listen to what he's saying. Why is he down on her so much? Why every 2 words, she's a bitch, she's a hoe, she's a smut? Listen to that. Take heed to that, because there you go.
I'm sorry,
exactly.
Bro. You was flowing, dog.
Nah, you right. You see it right. You felt it right.
Like I had to,
exactly, but you gotta.
Speaking through you.
Yeah. He was right. He was B.I.G. But you gotta pay attention to that. You got to, getting to know a person is getting to know you know what I'm saying, everything about them? Is there a pattern? Like, if they're constantly talking about past relationships and they're constantly talking about, oh, every woman nagged them, every woman was a nag, every woman was a nag, every man or whatever always was on her about doing more. Look at it, take a step back and get past the beauty and be like, well, damn, every guy kept asking you to do more. Your last 3 relationships, guys, you saying like him asking you to do more was an issue. You might have a lazy woman, potential woman, that don't really want to do nothing.
She just wants
you gotta take a look at that.
She just wants to eat.
Exactly.
That's not a woman.
That's all.
Not a relationship. That's a side chick who don't like where she's supposed to be at. That's what that is.
There you go.
I said it.
There you go.
But it's true. It needs to be said.
It is what it is. Sometimes you like, this is where you got signs that you got to fall back. If you have, and this might sound like, oh, you may be overreacting. Yeah, but no. If every time you reach out to that woman and you never get her, but then she's texting you, you might want to fall back.
Yeah.
You might want to fall back. Now, as a man, you got some thirsty men out there. Oh, yeah, just because she keeping in contact with you, but every time you call her, she got to call you back. But she's always available to text.
See, that person,
she might have a husband.
That person might not be allowed. Now, asterisk to this situation, okay? Sometimes you might be in a situation where talking is not an option. Like, for an example, when we do shows, Juan has the noisiest environment no matter what the hell we do. No matter what day the show on, Juan always got something going on in the background. That might not be an ideal situation to be on the phone caking. So I can understand opting to text. That's a conversation that would have been had before we even got to the position where we're talking about a relationship. So even then, that's still not a justifiable situation. It just means that Juan needs to get to a more quiet place before he tries to court anybody. Not throwing my boy under the bus or anything, just using it as an example. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, women, this might be the same thing when it comes to men. Now, you have to accept the fact that sometimes the texting is not necessarily that he has somebody else. The texting sometimes can just simply be he might not have time to engage in the conversation on the level you want the conversation to be on. All right? Let me repeat that for you. The conversation that you want the level to be on might not be what he has time for, so he would text you to still have conversation but hit you up when it's time to go in depth. If you're for the first time and you're going through that courting phase, one of the biggest things that people like to do in a relationship is they want to communicate about everything. You want to learn everything about the person that you're trying to be in a relationship with. So you want every opportunity to engage and create that dialogue. The thing about it is not everybody might be comfortable with that dialogue, might be ready for that dialogue, or even talk like you talk. We here at radio can talk. You can get us started, and we'll do the rest. Okay? Everybody knows for a fact that I can talk today. Kyle definitely can talk. Jacob is timid, but he can talk. Juan will talk if it's about something he understands. And the women on Tone Deaf Radio can most definitely talk. So we're not saying that talking is not something we don't like to do. What we're saying is the way our skills is and the way your communication skills is might not be on the same page. So don't throw the whole relationship away because you text him 5-6 times that day and he won't call you back until after 6 o'clock. It's not saying that he has the relationship. Maybe he just wants to sit down and give you some time to talk. Maybe you like to go in depth. You want to know about his past. You want to know about his cousins. You want to know about what you and his cousins did when y'all were together. You want to know a lot of information, and he doesn't have time to give you all that information without turning it into irritation. So he says, we'll talk later. Just accept it. Guys, talk more.
Accept it. Talk more, please. Yes.
We are so blunt. We're so to the point. We're so scared to show our feelings that we'll throw away a good woman for a woman who don't bother us just because we don't want to open up.
Right.
Open the fuck up, dude.
Yo.
Like, just
for real.
Say what's on your mind. Keep it real. If you having a bad day, just tell us, like, babe, my day was fucked up. You know? Just tell her.
Shit just ain't going right, man. Like,
the only time you shouldn't tell her something is if you were doing something you weren't supposed to and the shit went bad and it hurt your feeling. Your side chick decided not to be your side chick no more and went and got her a real man. And now you in your chest.
Word. Don't tell her that shit. Don't tell her.
But just say, you know.
You ain't hear that on Tone Death. You ain't hear that on the Man Cave.
Just say, don't tell that one.
You ain't hear that. We ain't talk about that then.
But that's a fucked up thing.
It's true.
Though. Your side chick leave you for a good man.
Like, for a good man? Word, right?
Like, you can't be mad because she deserves better than what you give her, but you don't want to let her go.
Your side chick got wiped up. Your side chick got cuffed.
Like,
your side chick got cuffed.
I actually know some dudes that really be in their feelings. Man, you ain't got a whole dude. Like, bruh, you had a whole chick. Like, she knew that from the beginning.
Right, you got a whole woman.
Bro, she wanted someone who could stay the night, dog. You leave by like 12:52. Like, bro, just leave it alone.
Right.
Let her be happy, dog.
Let her be happy.
Like,
you'll be hating on the side chick, man. That's crazy shit. Yo,
but
that's another, we gonna have to talk about that, man. That's gonna be a future topic.
Show with it.
Exactly.
Like, dog got upset because the side chick got wifed.
Oh, man.
All right. So
that's crazy.
Staying in the dating phase. Another sign that may pop up, guys, that it's time for you to move around is when you constantly have to defend your feelings. Now, this is a catch-22. This is a catch-22 because sometimes the way we feel and the way we approach things, it might not even be good. Like, sometimes that woman is not trying to change you, but trying to help you be a better person. And we get stubborn and don't want to let those things go because this is what we're accustomed to. You know, she's trying to tell us to stop sagging our pants and stop wearing our clothes like this and stop dressing this particular way because you're 32 years old. Stop trying to be R. Kelly. You know, it's time to grow up and dress like a grown-up. That's not always a bad thing, you know. But sometimes if a woman constantly keeps belittling us for believing in certain things. And I'm not talking like how a Christian attacks an atheist or an atheist attacks a Christian. That's a whole nother thing. I'm talking about when you feel passionate about something, but she keeps saying that
constant fight.
You know, like you're good with the beats. You don't want to be a rapper, but you still want to do music because music is life. And she keeps saying, you need to give up that fake nigga dream and go do something with your life for real. That might be time to move around. If a person would step on your dreams, no matter how ignorant they sound, that might not be the best person for you. Go find you somebody who doesn't necessarily believe in your dreams 100%, but at least will let you live your life and help you support you. You know, your girl might think that trying to be a rapper at 34 is the dumbest thing possible. But if you want to go out here and learn that this is not the life for you, go. I'm not going to be around long, so hurry up and make up your mind. That might be what you need. You know, that might be a better choice. You ain't got to sit there and take your feelings getting beat up. Women, same thing too. If a guy keeps trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do and keeps down-talking you, especially your girlfriends, get the fuck away from that dude ASAPishly, because that is going to be a control going to beat on you one day without you even understanding why the hell he hit you. That guy who's upset that his side chick left him for a real man is probably gonna smack you. Okay.
Word.
So if he's
right after you smack your side chick.
Right. Now he ain't gonna smack the side chick because the real man gonna make sure that you don't come nowhere near his baby. Okay. Let's get that straight right away. He is not gonna let that happen.
You understand?
But
gonna play his position.
But in other news, you still gotta shut that shit down. All right. So
gotcha.
The next thing is, men, this is especially for you, okay? Don't stay with her if she keeps trying to change you. Now, I know this is a contradiction of what I just got done saying about how she's trying to change you for the good. No. I'm talking who don't like nothing about you, but constantly wants you to do this. You want you to drive this car. She wants you to have this kind of job. Right. She don't want you to hang out with your friends because of whatever excuse she can think of, because that's beneath you. Don't deal with her. She is never going to let you be you. She is probably trying to make you be somebody who she used to date and she wants back, and she's only using you because you happen to have a couple of blueprint pieces that the previous guy had, and she thinks she can mold you into the great man that she can control. Get out that situation ASAPly. Never stay with somebody who tries to make you be whatever they want you to be. They should want you to be who you are, or they shouldn't have been wasting their time with you. All right? Especially women. Okay? I know sometimes the guy helped you out in a bad time. He provided for you. He brung you stuff. He's good with the kids. When it comes to a father figure, don't let that bullshit stop you from your happiness. Never stay with a person
you're
not happy
never.
With because you feel like that they're helping your situation out better. Believe me, those few months of struggling by yourself will be a whole lot better than that whipping he's probably going to put on you when you do come to the realization you don't want to be with him anymore. So move around. All right? And this rolls into number 4 and number 5. Abuse and the constant need to explain yourself and where you are all the time. This has 2 reasons why this may happen to you guys. 1, you're a cheating ass dog and she decided to date you, so now she still don't trust you because she feels like you're putting your penis in everything that you used to put your penis in before. You probably deserve it if it's this one. Stop being a dog ass dude, you won't have these problems. Alright? But if this is not you, if you are a good guy, but she just keeps still accusing you, you're fucked up men, and you are.
You might want to get the hell up out there.
You might want to raise up out there because she has not healed from her previous relationship, and I guarantee you, unless he put his hands on her repeatedly and she didn't like it, if he comes back talking about, baby, I'm sorry, I'm a changed man, she's gonna leave you for him anyway. So
that's right.
You just walk away and save yourself the trouble. 9 times out of 10, her friend is probably checking you out anyway. So don't try to shoot your shot with her. Just wait and then go at the friend. You'll thank me later. All right? But at the same time, if you do happen to deal with a woman who was previously abused and she keeps accusing you of all the time, she's also going to be the kind of girl who will hit you if you ever give her anything that makes her think that you're not a faithful dude. She's only hitting on you because she couldn't hit on the one who was hitting on her. Don't take it personal. Just walk the fuck away before you end up choking her out, and now you're doing some time down at the county jail. Don't do it. The sandwich is
on top. Yeah. On top of she got a lot of emotional issues wrapped up herself. I mean, that goes back to kind of like the shows we had a couple of weeks back. Where it's talking about trying to save a woman. You know, women try to change, men try to save. Like, you should not try to have to rebuild a woman and save her from her emotional issues from a past relationship. I don't think that's healthy. That's just my opinion. Some people may feel like, oh, well, some people may need somebody to be there for them to rebuild, to get past that, to become a better them. First and foremost, to become a better you, my opinion, it starts internal. It starts with you. You should not lean towards someone else to help you become a better you. It starts internal. You need to build that within yourself first. Not saying you can't have people be a supporting factor in that and support you and help you through that, yes. But you should not put your weight on someone else and expect another person to help you become a better you, because it's you, it's internal. So if you get into that, that's another sign of maybe you need to fall back. If you see those signs early, you might want to fall back from the relationship side of that and maybe take a friendship, help out as a friend, or just get to know her more. Maybe she need to do some more self-healing. Maybe you need to do some more self-healing. But those are signs that you can really see early to where maybe you need to fall back.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to take one more break. I know I usually tell these guys we're just going to run with no breaks, but I'm in a break mood today. Fuck it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and debut another. Huh?
Oh no, I was just about to say. I was just about to say. We could debut another one. I was about to say. I got about 5 requests to play OMG again. This is the life. So I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna get to that, but we are, right. I'm like.
Oh. All right. So, fuck it, people. If you want OMG the life, then we'll get OMG the life again. That's what we do here on Tone Deaf Radio.
Enforcer. The Enforcer.
Accordingly, then you get left. Move left and get left. You ain't moving accordingly, then you get left. I got just the best. If we pulling up, then we gon' leave you upset. And I have it met. Rolling the dope in the jump for back. Giving me neck while niggas be swerving. Show me a fatty, other bitches not curving. We making love and I'm closing the curtains. Niggas be hating it, think that it's working. They acting the turd. We need my word and shit. Get fuck any biscuit, they lucky be turning. If I drop, I leave them soaking. It's a life that I live, I be loaded. Big dope blue threes when I'm smoking. At 60% in my life is still loaded. Niggas be shook when the game be exploded. Once they forgot, do you know that we on them? Sound like grenades when curry exploded. Keep my new safe, I don't fuck with exploding. When I'm spitting, I feel like the chosen one. Come on, season on fixing the burger bun. Niggas looking for me where I never heard of son. Tell them pull up if you take that home, son. Got a whole plate price like a nigga plummet. The optics in the teach when a nigga dump it. I got many occupations, man, they shit ain't none. They ain't curvy, you put the name, you disgust it. You New York where a nigga be roaming. Weapon ready, man, I feel like a Roman. I must stay strong like I keep me a soldier. To get out of house, I'ma keep it in motion. If you don't get pussy, your best friend is motion. Sipping on lean is like open a potion. She saying love, I ain't jacking, I'm Cupid. The only female that I love is my mother. Fuck you, the only ride for my brothers. The don't move in mountains, they talk about hustle. That show on the book, but in person won't touch it. Try to fuck with my guys, I'ma break it. This is the life, this is the life, this is the life. And I got living left. If you moving accordingly, then you get left. Said this is the life, this is the life, this is the life. And I got living left. If you ain't moving accordingly, then you get left. New check, disrespect, then you left, nigga. Y'all all rookies that I'm hanging with some best, nigga. My team say you the bloom wavy, I'm next, nigga. Out in Brooklyn, hooping, bowling with the next, nigga. Tell niggas to get green, don't worry about me. Me and gang trying to make it on the big screen. I remember hoop dreams, but now I'm past that. I'm too busy worship, trying to figure where the cash at. Lately, I've been thinking where the bag at. Get the work, rap that. If you want me drive, I gotta tax that. I roll a blunt, get high, I be focused. Dre stay on, watching me scoping. Your bitch link all the time, she be open. So much dope in the air, niggas floating. If you got a couple friends, we can match that. White tee, Air Forces, and a dad hat. Leave your girl alone, I'ma grab that. Take a few pictures for the snap before I smash that.
Mix lean with the Sprite. So it's up to the grip, we was working all night. Catch neck at the light. Didn't know shorty bad, hit a lick, count cash. Sip a lean, might crash. So roll through the dash on the block like your bass. On G never lack. Ass fast shit gon' twerk on my niggas for the work. Kick back like the dirt. My mom comes first, if you ever disrespect. Get popped like a bird. I got shoot a shorty bird, count money like a clerk. I'm in this stuff at the start. Fucking your bitch cause I'm hard. Yeah. I got me stuff like a guitar. Hit from that back in the dark.
Yeah. That's fucking dope.
And we back.
That beat goes hard.
Let's go hard. Hard, man.
Knocks pictures off the wall.
Hard, man.
Because you got it on a rickety nail.
Life.
Just saying.
Yo, shout out to OMG though, man. I'm proud of the boys. I seen them on the come up. Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Kim Codeine. Shout out to Dre. Like them boys, they making a lot of noise out there in BK. So keep them songs coming, keep them hits coming, man. We got y'all up here, man. Tone Deaf Radio.
All right. So we've already talked about the phase when you're trying to get to know the woman better. We've already talked about how you made it past the first initial hookup, and you guys went on dates, and she wasn't crazy, and now you guys are in a relationship. Okay. You're dating for a while. You almost want to ask her to marry you, but there's still some things going on. We're now going to talk about some things that make you want to kind of fall back on a relationship and don't dive into that marriage thing. Okay. Now, some of these do apply even after you get married, but I'm one of them people that is like, if you say I do, and if they ain't tried to kill you or then slept with your sister, try to kill you while sleeping with your sister, I think anything can be worked out. Okay? Or your brother. He might swing that way. Who knows this day and age. All right. So, all right. One of the biggest things that I've come to find out is a lot of people do tend to fall back in relationships is fundamental values are not respected. Now, what I mean by that is things such as in your religious belief, your political views, the way you look at financial stability, things that is the core of who you are. Now, our generation, the older generation, these things matter. We had to have similar core values to the point where we would see granddad used to date some of the ugliest women growing up, and we trying to figure out why he even found her attractive, and it was because they meshed so well. Okay, so because they meshed so well, we didn't care that grandma passed and granddad got somebody new. Okay, we was cool with that. But this day and age, this generation doesn't even get to the core differences. They are now basing the foundation of their relationship 100% on sexual attraction, to the point that they're making the mistake of saying love is lust. Okay? A lot of youngsters are forgetting that because you're young and you have energy and you have fresh blood pumping through your body, that sexual prowess is always going to be at an all-time high. Fuck 7 times a week, sometimes 7 times a day, depending on, this person actually works out. And you guys get stigmatized in this situation. Or guys, you may have dealt with a woman who hasn't had too many sexual partners. She hasn't had kids yet. So the reaction that you'll get from her in bed is going to be a unique experience to you because she doesn't know anything. And this will make you guys make the decision of wanting to build a relationship with this person. But what happens is once the sex is because you've done it so much, you guys realize you shouldn't have been together at all. Okay? Sometimes guys, and especially us guys, we cannot be distracted by the head and the pussy. We can't. As much as they might try. Some women will try to utilize what her mama gave her to make us stay. Okay? You got to pay attention to that. If everything is always sexually driven with that woman has nothing else to bring to the table. Unfortunately,
that's all
guys,
she got. And when that,
you got to fall back. Okay,
you got to
keep her as a.
She definitely got to have more than that.
You can keep her as a POD if you want to. She can be a friends with benefits, but do not try to build a relationship with her, because there's not going to be anything beneficial from that. Okay. POD is all she should be, and maybe a really good friend, But when it comes to building a foundation with them, a lot of times, if the only thing she can ever gear her mind around is sex, not for you. Number two, and this is a personal one with me, alcohol and drug intakes can definitely be a deal killer for me. I don't mind if she drinks sometimes. I don't mind if she's not against smoking weed. But if next to sex, the only thing I ever see you do is smoking weed, like if you can't start your morning without smoking a blunt, or as soon as you get off work, you have to smoke a blunt, or every time you and the girls go out, you're the sloppy drunk one, I can't deal with you. You're not my type because I have too many things I have to worry about. One, everything in the house is going to smell like whatever cheap bag of weed that you bought. Your car is going to smell like that. Your clothes is going to smell like that. Your hair is going to smell like that. So those moments of intimacy that I like to do with my woman, I can't do because I don't smell what makes a woman a woman. I smell the nickel and dime bags that you've been buying from B down by the barbershop. That's all I smell. That's a turn off to me. Because in the back of my mind, if you smell like weed and alcohol, you smell like my niggas. So I don't need to be dealing with you. There's no femininity to you anymore. Because your body is dehydrated, you're never going to look 100% healthy because you keep putting these toxins in your system. Now, you might say, but Tone, you smoke weed. You and Juan have had numerous shows where you're high as hell. Yes, I do smoke weed. Or let me rephrase that. I used to smoke weed. I have one, matured to edibles. Okay. So I have a more refined palate. And two, when I do need to smoke, because life has gotten heavy, not because I don't want to take on life. Two different things. I can't go to my job unless I'm high. The problem is you probably need to find you a better job. Or you can't find you a better job because you didn't try to develop yourself to get a better job. Therefore, you have to be here because you can't get nothing else. So you're not smoking because you hate your job. You're smoking because you hate yourself for not taking the opportunities that were given to you and improving yourself on these opportunities. Okay? Religion. Okay. We messed with Jacob a lot. Bro, are you back on air, matter of fact? Or are you still sneezing?
I don't know. I ain't hear Jacob in a minute, so
yeah, last time
I'm here.
He think we lost him for a minute.
No, I said
I
he
keep myself low because I've been sneezing.
Yeah, he said he's been sneezing, so I was just making sure. So, now we do
okay.
a lot because he is a child of the church in so many words. I hate the word PK now, so I just say a child of the church. So he's a child of the church. Now, we might pick with him about his views and his ideology and the fact that he uses the church as his point of reference for everything. But in a relationship, if Jacob is going into a relationship with a woman, he has to either A, find someone who can accept the fact that the church is his answer for everything, or B, be tolerable enough to accept that her views might be different than my views, and I cannot allow that to damper this relationship if the only thing is she looks at something a little bit different than I do. If she's not forcing it down, if she's not beating me over the head about it, if she's not trying to debunk every single thing I say because this is how I live my life, then that is okay.
Right.
Me and Teresa have two different views when it came to church, to the point where I have some of the most far-fetched ideas about Earth, how we began, how it really started. She never once looked at me and was like, "Will you shut that bullshit up?" She looked at it. It was like, okay. And in her mind, she might be like, "This is the dumbest man I've ever met in my life. But she respected my views enough to not make me feel like I'm a terrible person. And I also listened to her views on things to the point where sometimes I would adopt her views in certain situations. She's probably the number one reason why I run around now and be like, Jesus. Like anybody who personally knows me knows I am not a huge church person. I despise the actual concept of church, not religion,
we
but
need to do a
church.
show about that.
Okay, the actual concept of it, I despise it as a whole.
Of it.
Okay, organized religion. Let me put it like that. I despise organized religion, but I do have my views that, look here, we didn't get here on our own. Somebody else helped us get here. I don't care if you want to believe that some old white guy with the long gray beard came down here and just started touching the shit and it was formed, or you believe that we are a leftover race of flawed creatures from another planet who put us here as an experiment and they've been watching us, or if you feel like history goes far back, way further than what we ever have a concept of. And 97% of what you read in the Bible is from white people's view of their beginning on earth. Whole nother story, whole nother day. Okay. The fact of the matter is, if you're going to be with somebody, respect their views. Respect their ideology.
Respect their views. That's right.
More importantly,
that's right. You got to.
Your financial understandings must come to an alignment.
Oh, that's a biggie. That's a biggie. That's
to an alignment. One of the biggest issues me and Teresa had in the beginning was she's a saver, I'm a spender. I believe that every single paycheck that check, no matter how hard I worked, something had to be bought for me. So if the rest of my check went to pay for bills and donate to charity or whatever the case may be, something out that check had to be for me. Meanwhile, Teresa will be like, pay what I got to pay. If I have something left over, I'm going to put it up. I'm going to build a nest egg. If I start paying out my nest egg, my checks will all start going to my nest egg, and I will create a cycle. There has been many occasions where we had bad situations that was unexpected, and Teresa pulls out this nest egg of money, and I'm like, have you been selling drugs? Because where'd this come from? Okay. But the thing about it is
women good for that, though. Women are good with that, man.
Right, they are. And I told her, keep doing it. I told her, no matter what, I don't care if we only have $200 a check every week. Put some of that up, because I'm going to try to take care of as much as I can with whatever I have. I need you to be my plan B. But it didn't click in my head that who's her plan B? What's her plan? Okay? If she doesn't have a plan B, am I doing my job as her support system? So that's where the ideology, the concept of financial stability needs to come to play, where both of us need to be on the same page. Okay? Because if I look at her as my plan B, but she doesn't have a plan B because she doesn't think I can be her plan B, then we need to do something to restructure our financial situation, because there needs to always be a plan B for everybody involved.
Plan B.
Okay?
Everybody involved. Yeah, exactly.
And these are things that if you can't come to these understanding in relationships, let's be honest, you shouldn't be there. If a woman, guys, if a woman's ass is fat, the smile is nice, the body is hanging, the sex is great, but she can't keep $1 in her pocket, you're her plan B. Move around.
Basically.
Move around.
Basically.
Because the minute you can't...
Got to think about, got to restructure that.
Right. You can't, if you can't,
the minute you can't be that plan B, it's going to be an issue.
She don't want nothing to do with you, and some odd reason she ended up back with her ex, who happens to sell drugs. Not saying that everybody does that, but you got to be careful with that. All right.
Right. Or that's when the BS start. That's when like everything is all good until you can't no longer provide on the level you used to provide on, and that's when all the little problems start. That's when all the things start to happen. As far as like Tone was talking about earlier, all the little arguments, her constantly challenging you, her not supporting you like she used to, or her not picking up the phone every time she's out, her not coming in at the times that she used to come in, or doing a little bit more extra hanging out, things like that. These are all the things that could possibly start if you're her plan B and nothing else is going on for her at that time. So you got to watch those things. Financials is a big part of a lot of breakups, a lot of divorces, a lot of long-term relationships going bad. Financials is a big part of that, and we us as men, because women do it a lot. Women do it a lot, whether we know it or not. They, a women that has a goal or a certain mentality, they're thinking about that a lot. They're watching how the man moves. If when he get his paycheck, is he constantly spending them on Jordans or Gucci? Do he? You know what I'm saying, right? Do we have a savings? How does he keep his car? How does he keep his house or whatever? Like, his financial struggles. Women look at that a lot when dating. Us as men, we get caught up in the big booty and the smile. We got to start looking at that as far as how does she handle her money. When y'all go out, are you constantly spending on a whole date? Does she put down for the tip? Does she buy the movie tickets and you pick up the dinner? Or do she just take you out sometimes or whatever? Like how good is she with finances? Is she always behind on her car note or her light bill? Is she up on that? We got to start looking at those things too, and not just trying to be that quick rescue for her. Like, oh damn, babe, you ain't got the money for the gas bill. Okay, don't worry about it. I got you. But that one time turns into 4 times.
Paying your damn bill.
You got to think about it.
My Xbox,
right? But you got to think about it like. But you got to think about it. The first time as a man, that'd be one of the things that click. Oh, don't worry, you ain't got a bed. I got some extra funds. Boom, boom. If that's your woman, but. No. Then that one time turns into 4 times. Nope. Now it's like, damn.
And that's where everybody make their mistakes at. The one thing that the one thing I used to do for all my female friends when they would fall on hard times. Teresa used to get on me about this all the time. I would look to help out for my friends. This is before Lily and TT was born, so she knew how I felt about kids being in situations they didn't ask for. Now, some of my friends, it would literally just be, my job didn't pay me, our hours got cut, whatever it was. It would be a legitimate issue. But then I started looking at it like, wait a minute. Are you asking for these quick fixes? Because if you're asking to borrow, let's just use $200 as an example. Borrow $200 from me to pay your utility bills. That means that you've gone a couple of months with your utility bill being past due. And you're about to get ready to get cut off, which is why you even came to me and asked me. How are you going to pay me back when you have to borrow $200 from me? Which means you'll be back in the same position again in the next 2 to 3 months. I either have to chalk that $200 up as a loss, which I feel like I shouldn't have to, okay? Or you going to basically beg from somebody else to get me my money. At the end of the day, you're going to be back ringing my phone asking for help again because you never fix the situation. First thing I always do is before I consider loaning anybody any money, I don't care if you're family, friend, or whatever, how are you going to pay me back? Okay? There's always 3 ways to pay me back, but how are you going to pay me back? You're going to give me my money back in some shape or form. 2, how are we going to make sure this situation doesn't happen again? As a man, if you really care about this girl that you're talking to, you want to help her out, you're going to find a way to help her not get in this situation again. Let's look at your financial situation. Let's break down where your money is going. Because what you'll come to find out is her extracurricular activities is probably eating up her money. You're paying this utility bill for a place you're living in every 30 days. But if 4 times out the month you are out in them streets, and yes, I get it, women can get in for free, women can drink for cheap, but you go buy a new outfit, you go buy some shoes, you got to get your hair done, you got to get your makeup done. That's where your money is going. That's not going for those drinks you're drinking because you got there by 10:30. So you were there early, but you wasn't too early that you just look like a broke broad. You just there early enough that you still qualify for stuff, but you made yourself get extra cute so you know some dudes are going to buy drinks for you and whatnot. No, you're spending your money on the wrong things. If you do too many fast food, if little Ray eats more microwave food than he eats real food, your money is going to the wrong places. You're not budgeting your money right. I'm not saying don't go out and kick it with your girls, but if you know you just had an issue last month making sure that utility bill wasn't paid, maybe you need to stay home. Hell, fuck it. Have a girls' night in. Let the broads go buy some beers, some bottles, some drinks, whatever, and y'all stay in the crib as girls and Netflix and chill. Because that party that you're missing, it's going to be another one next week. Hell, it might be another one tomorrow. You don't need to be out. Check that in right away. Okay. Number 2,
check the priorities.
Change their shopping habits. A lot of people in this younger generation don't know how to properly grocery shop. They don't know how to use coupons. They don't know what saving days are. Teach her how to manage her money. The best thing you can do is teach them how to budget. Okay?
Budget. Yep.
Don't always wait for tax money to come around to go wild out. If you love your girl enough, when tax money, before y'all even get to the end of the year, hell, Christmas night, sit down with her. You done got the kids everything they needed. Y'all sitting there chopping it up, you cuddling up, looking at the Christmas lights. It's like, all right, baby, you know, it's getting ready to be tax season. We're going to go ahead, get these taxes done early this year. But what we going to do is we're going to put some up this time. We're going to pay some rent up this time. We're going to knock out some utilities early this time. But I want to go to Miami with my girls. And for what? You got a man now. For what?
Right.
For what?
We can make Miami here, goddamn it.
For what?
Shit.
We'll go to Miami later on in the year together. But for now, we're going to get everything straight. Okay? You only going to Miami because it's All-Star Weekend. That's what single chicks do. I don't want you need to do that. You know?
What do they do? That's right.
That's what single chicks do. You ain't single no more. We're going to put this money
ain't single no
knock
more.
these bills out. We're going to put you, matter of fact, you getting how much back? Okay, you taking classes this next semester coming up. Teach. No, you laugh, but here's the thing.
But you gotta lead. You gotta lead. That's what a man, that's what the king does.
And that's what you're actually doing.
You leading.
You're not controlling her money. You're building her.
Right.
We gave her a budget so she should never fall behind ever again. We taught her how to save her money because we taught her how to go ahead and grocery shop better and not utilize so much. Okay, so now she's got a little bit more money in. We taught her that tax money is a plan B. So we taught her what plan B is.
Right.
So we still say, hey, go do A, B, C, and D, but this is what we're going to do to make life a little bit comfortable for you. We a few months.
But you know it's going to be a fight, right?
Months. This is the trick, but this is the trick. You have to give justifiable reasons why you're telling her to do that. So, baby, you know how you want to go do A, B, C, D in July, right? Well, why don't we take care of all these bills with this tax money right now? You can go do this in July, and everything that you're working for, so when you go to work every day, throw that into a savings. Build that money up for Miami. You're going to care more because you worked for this money you're spending to go to Miami with. And two, you're going to enjoy that vacation even more. Okay? You're going to enjoy that vacation.
You ain't going to have no debt to come back to.
Exactly.
That's the thing, not having debt after. You should not, and people do this backwards all the time. They go and have fun and create more debt to come back to, as opposed to clearing up the debt, going to have fun, and then coming back to no debt. You know, like it's done like that all the time. And like Tone said, if one person can't lead and y'all both just spending, you're gonna find yourself in piles of debt. where it's going to seem like it's impossible to get out of. But I mean, you gotta look at that, especially when you enter in a relationship.
Facts.
Like a relationship,
especially if you haven't
gotta
been
pay
in one
attention.
In a while too. Woo.
Right. You gotta pay attention to somebody's mindset, like where their mind is at. Like you see, these are all the things we see before we enter the relationship that we either don't pay attention to or we ignore because we so caught up into the fresh new relationship. And then them same issues, and this is the thing. A lot of times, exactly, and that's when it's the pointing the finger. Y'all both pointing the finger at each other, but them issues was there the first month, the first week, the first 2 months. They was there. It just wasn't paid attention to because you was caught up into the fresh relationship. You gotta, I mean, the new car smell only gonna last but so long. You know what I mean? You got to get past that.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to get past that. You can't live in that illusion, but for so long, man.
Right.
That's the illusion, man.
So after all the things that made you say yes to that girl and you want to make a relationship, you have to still ask yourself some fundamental questions that a lot of people don't think about, and sometimes these questions is going to be what's going to help you make the decision. Now, all these questions I ask you are basic yes and no questions. If you have to answer no to any of these questions, that might be a key that it's time to fall back. Question number 1. Am I excited to be in a relationship?
Oh.
Okay. Say no to am I excited to be in a relationship? The question is why are you there then? Okay, like why are you there? If you're not excited, this person should always make you be happy that this is the person you're with. Now, men, I know we get these situations where we were excited in the beginning. We got her pregnant. There's a kid here. You don't want to be the dad that your dad was, so you try to stay there. But at the end of the day, you don't have to be with the woman to still be a great father. If you're not excited to be in this relationship, go find you one you are excited to be in, but don't forget your responsibilities as a father. This rolls into the next question. Am I happy and content? This is a question that a lot of people say no to and still be in relationships. This is when you have people that are depressed. This is when you have cheaters. Yes. If you're not content with what you have, like you can be happy that you have a financial stability. You have a roof, you have a home. You're happy of the situation, but you're not content with who you're with. But you don't want to lose these things, so you stay in this loveless relationship, but you're cheating. So if you're saying no to this, it's time to move around. Let all that materialistic stuff go because materials come and go. My house and car can catch on fire today. It's gone. But do I still want to be with the person I'm with? If that's yes, hell, we'll get through this fire together. A lot of people don't do that. All right. How was my mood most of the day? Do you feel angry? Are you a person who needs to drink and smoke to make it through the day? If you're that person who can't deal with everyday life without having some sort of vice, or you're always angry and frustrated, maybe it's time to move around. Okay? Or at least start communicating with that person to let them know how you're feeling. And this rolls into the next one. Do I get angry more often than I used to? You guys used to have love and the whole 9 yards all the time, and now every single time you guys are having a conversation, you're fighting. Now, there's a difference between disagreeing and actual fighting. But if you're fighting, like you get into a full-blown heated argument, it might be time for you to move around. Okay? And then the final question, and I don't think people honestly ask themselves this, and it's, am I truly happy? After everything you've done, whether it's your past relationship, getting out of that one, your me time, or the new relationship that you're in now, you have to ask yourself, am I happy? You may be happy that you're in a relationship, but didn't like being single. You may be happy being single, but mad that you had to let this person of umpteen years go. You might be happy that you let that person go, but you're not happy because the new person doesn't have half the traits you love from the old person. You know? Like there's so many different
Word.
variables that can make you not happy. So people sometimes have to ask themselves, are you happy? Okay?
And that's the that's definitely that's the final draw right there. If you can say that if you can honestly say you in a relationship and you're not happy, then yeah, it's over. It's done.
And it might not even be that. It might not even be that other person's fault. You might have somebody like Jacob who's going to try to give you the world from top to bottom, but it's not what you feel like a relationship feels like to you. You're happy that somebody cares for you and is there for you and want to make sure that you have everything in the world, but you're not happy because something that you always want in a relationship is missing. It could have been stolen from you from the previous relationship, or you could just turn cold-hearted, or you could just be missing.
Right.
It happens. You can lose yourself, the identity of yourself being in a relationship, and you're depressed because it's not there anymore. That's possible. It happens. In actuality, everybody has been through it. This is the reason why some people are scared to get married. This is why some people don't want to get in relationships. They say that people cheat, which is why they don't want to get in a relationship. No, they don't want to lose themselves in a relationship. That's
they
really
don't want
what
to
it
lose.
is.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Ooh. Damn,
a lot of times it could be internal. That's right. Oh yeah, Tone, you led this one, man.
My bad. Cause
no, dude, bad. Nah, you got it, bro. You got it, bro.
We on air. We rolling. This is not even my fight.
That's right.
This is not even my problems.
This is not even my fight.
It should have been Jacob up here.
Oh shit. Toes, it's not even my fight.
Just saying.
Oh shit. Yo. But that's true though, man. That's very true. Very true. Because sometimes it be internal and it's not actually the other person's fault. The other person that's in a relationship is not actually them. Sometimes it's the person, it's them. They're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with their life choices or where they're at in their life or the things they haven't done or things they want to do but they can't do because they may be looked at a certain way because they're in a relationship or they're in a marriage, and it's like they're not that same person they was 10 years ago, and they don't know they're fighting with that because they want to be that committed relationship person. They know that's right for them right now, but they're not that person at this particular time in their life. So things like that happen. A lot of times it happen in marriages or long-term relationships. And
when you've been in a relationship for a long time, the person that you were at the beginning of the relationship, first of all, should not be the same person in the relationship 5, 10, 15 years in. That's just not what she's supposed to be. But a lot of times what happens is the goals that you guys may have set for yourself got derailed. People tend to make a timetable for themselves of where they expect to be in their lives and things that they're supposed to have accomplished by a certain point in their lives. And when they reach that point and they don't accomplish those things, they do start to get a little depressed and a little bit worried. I had a friend. I grew up with her in high school, and she didn't think that she was going to be married. Now, she's knocking on 40 because we're both knocking on 40. And she was like, I'm going to be 40 years old. I haven't been married. I don't have any kids, because she's one of them people who believe in not having kids out of wedlock. So she had all these goals, and being 38, 39, she hasn't achieved two of the biggest goals that she thought that she would have. And I'm like, why are you stressing about that? Number one, there's no checklist of things that you must do in order to be able to move on in life. Now, having a kid, naturally, you might be a little bit worried about that because as a woman gets older, the complications get greater. So I get that.
Right.
It's cool. I understand that. But you don't have to put these constraints on yourself because you haven't achieved them. Adoption is real. Taking care of family members, kids is real. There are other alternatives outside than you giving actual birth to a kid. Hell, it may not been meant for you to give birth to an actual kid. It may have been meant for you to take in a kid who didn't have half of what you have and give them those opportunities. You may supposed to be a foster mom.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Your goals here in life, God put you on this earth to foster in other kids to let them know, like, hey, life ain't as bad as it was for you back then. Let me show you what you can do now. That may be your goal. I mean, now the guy that she's been dating for XYZ number of years finally proposed to her, and yes, they are getting married if they're not married already, because it's been a minute since I talked to her. But it doesn't mean thing is not going to happen. She's in a position compared to me that I feel like you're better off than I am. Okay? You've done a lot of things that as a single tone, I didn't do. I jumped into a relationship and a marriage early. Okay? But I come to find out a lot of people look at me was like, I want what Tone have. And I look at you like, you don't want this, young man.
What?
You not about this smoke. You don't want this life. You do not want this life.
Yeah, a lot of people look at stuff from the outside and don't know don't know what it really takes to have what you have. Like, and that goes for a lot of stuff though. Even relationships, because some people don't know in certain relationships what's going on behind closed doors, but it looks good on the outside.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, my situation was like that too. A lot of people looked at my situation and was like, like, damn, I want what Cal have. I want what they got. And like, it's all good. Not saying it was nothing. Like, shit. Right. I'm looking at them like, yo, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? Look, shit say it. It's not all glitz and glamour, man. It takes
90 seconds
to keep these things right and go through that. It ain't just a fairy tale thing, but a lot of people, like you said, they look from the outside looking in.
But see, talking about relationships, I know that's what we're talking about, but you talk to older couples that's been together for 30, 40 years or whatever the case may be, and the struggles that they went through, especially in the beginning.
But a lot of
60 seconds.
But a lot of older people didn't have the option of falling back like we did in day and age. You see, divorce and walking away from a relationship or shacking up or having kids at a young age, that's like normal now. Like back then, if you wanted to date, you had to court. You focused on one girl. That is the girl you went for.
Right.
You went to the parent. You wined and dined. You had to earn the right to call this girl your girl, because sex was not a top priority. Now, I'm not saying that they wasn't out there fucking and sucking left and right, because we wouldn't be here if they wasn't, but it wasn't a top priority to them. This day and age, it is. Okay? This
10 seconds.
This day and age, sex outranks anything else. You can sleep in your mama's basement, but if you sex me good, I'll tolerate it. If you can sex me good, I have no problem being the other woman. I'll keep my mouth quiet as long as you sexually please me. That's where we are in this day and age, where
that's where we at now.
Proud to say, "Oh yeah, I sleep with such and such." But he got a whole girl. They live together and they got kids. I don't care. Every Wednesday, he still know where he know where he's supposed to be at. Why are you proud of this? Why are you wearing it like a badge of honor?
But see, there's women out there like that. Like, it's women out there that I don't know. Sometimes they be in a situation, which I ain't telling nobody to do that, because I don't condone it myself. But some guys, and I ain't gonna say all, play the role like that though, and they mess it up for like when a real man comes along and wants to give that woman everything,
But
wants to do for her, and I
see,
feel like I got this going on. And
but that's the thing.
Right.
Don't
But
waste
see,
your effort on that though. That's where you making your mistake at.
no, what I'm saying is, but see, the problem is you don't know what's going on.
No,
it's a lot of guys out there.
That's not it.
No,
it's not the problem.
Really.
You don't know what's going on. The problem is you not paying attention.
I'm speaking from.
They telling you just not paying attention. No, I'm being honest.
I'm speaking from my own experience, and I'm being honest too, because I've asked questions in the beginning. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I've been in a situation where that's happened to me. I didn't see the signs. I didn't pay attention. Okay, well and good. I learned my lesson. Now I'm asking questions. I'm trying to look at the signs that's going on. And denounce to you, Tone, there's a lot of women out here playing the game just like these men are.
Oh, I expect them
and
to.
Here, dime drop. But
no. I was actually responding to a message. No. I expect them to, because just like women have no problem playing the side role, they play the side role with an agenda. Like, yes, I'm okay with getting nothing but sexual gratification from him, but now I got you in a position where, but you got to pay me to shut up. Okay.
You got to do whatever it takes for me to be satisfied now.
Yes. You got to pay me to shut up.
That side chick is the one that they run into and tell them when the situation is going bad in their relationship.
Either way,
so she's kind of holding the card. She's holding the keys to the card, like, hey.
Right. They know it, but that's the thing.
You told me what's going on.
But this is how they look at it now. Okay, the side
which
chick,
is one of the dumbest things.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I said, which is one of the dumbest things that a lot of this new generation do, because going back to when I was coming up, when Tone was coming up, when you was coming up back then, if you had a side chick, your side chick life, I mean, your home and your woman at home or your girl, you kept that separate from your side chick. All your side chick had to know was that you had a woman, if you had kids or whatever. Okay, yes, I have that, but the information about her is limited. You don't need to know where she worked. You don't need to know the clothes and the bags and the heels that she got in her closet. You don't need to know how she spend her money, what I give her, what I do. You don't need to know that, because that is not your purpose. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do. We got what we got. That's my home. That's my woman. That those lines didn't get crossed back in the day. Somewhere along the line, this new generation of quote unquote, players or living your best life, whatever, they go by a different type of rules, and there's no codes with them. So now you over there confessing to your side chick, oh yeah, damn, yeah, my girl be tripping, man. Every time I get paid, she out there spending my money on Gucci, hair done, nails done. Yeah, she go to them Dominicans uptown, yada yada yada. Now your side chick got all this valuable information that she can now pick and choose when she going to display, when she going to put it on the Snap, the Facebook. She might pop up uptown and at the Dominican spot that your woman is in, and your woman don't even know that's your side chick, and she looking at her because you showed her the picture of y'all while y'all was in Disneyland. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what these young guys is doing.
That's what
everything it is stupid.
And it all started when someone said, girl got a girlfriend, and now every dude wants to live the fantasy dream of having two women at one time and thinking that they own and
man, we can't handle one woman. That's the problem.
and now you out here. Now you out here juggling with two issues. Because first of all, since this generation is so sex driven, okay, so sex driven that they not even caring about making sure that all precautions are being taken care of. So they're
Word.
out here handing out the claps and the alphabet left and
Mhm.
right, thinking that they being the world's biggest
Mhm.
player, and not realizing you're destroying so many people. So now you get women who
That's
got
right.
friends to the end. You got dudes who high five and they bro because they slept with the chick that this dude over here with just because I don't like that dude.
Mhm.
Like, y'all got it all
Crazy.
backwards. Y'all are too
Crazy.
Word.
geared on the wrong thing. Like, I
That's
get
right.
it. I get it. You're young. You're supposed to sow your wild oats. But even when you did that, you did it with caution. Okay? You didn't just put it in
Exactly.
every single thing just because you can. Just because the fat, ugly chick
That's
at
right.
work told you that she got that mouth like none other, it's not your business to go find out. Sometimes you just got to believe what she
Mhm.
say and leave it alone. I work in an environment where there is a definite 20-to-1 ratio for male to female. Then you double that when you factor in that
Mhm.
there's a lot of homosexual males at my job too. So the ratio for men to women is
Mhm.
even greater, but that don't mean I'm going to sit here and find out where my 42 women are. No. I'd leave it alone.
Right.
Go to work. Because sometimes they could come and play with your money too. Think dudes make.
That's right.
You let these chicks
That's
play
right.
with your money. You let these chicks be a part of your everyday life that you're not trying to be a long term person with. In the words of Peter
Mhm.
Quill, being a long term booty call is not that about that life. Sometimes you have to
That's right.
just let it go. Walk away
Let it go.
and just roll with your life
Mhm.
and get checked after every
Right.
relationship. I'm not saying she burning
That's
you,
right.
but if you know for a fact that you went home with the chick who was drinking the Hennessy straight out the bottle at the club last night, that might not been the smartest one to go in raw. Because if a chick is taking Hennessy to the
Mhm.
head, she don't make good decisions in life anyway. I'm just saying.
Right.
She don't make
That's
good
right.
decisions in
It
life.
is okay. It's
It's not
okay to
okay.
turn down. It's okay to turn down.
Yes,
It's okay to
please.
turn down
Turn down.
some loving. It's all right. It's
Go
okay
home.
to turn it down.
It's not a bad thing if you go ahead and just love yourself for one night. Self love is the best love.
Word.
Okay? Because
That's right.
matter of fact, men, for all the men out there that listen to this episode, if you are ever at home and you think you need some pussy and you looking at your phone, go rub one out to YouTube, red tube first. If you still feel like you need to text that girl after you rubbed one out, then that's on you. Because most of the time we do things with
Word.
the wrong head, and sometimes all we need to do is just rub one out, and it fixes all of our problems. Because then you go back and you look at your phone like, I won't be bothered with her, and then just go back and do what you need to do.
Word.
Like I won't be bothered with her. So just rub
Real
one
shit.
out. Don't be ashamed to love yourself.
Word. No headaches after that. No nothing. You ain't got to worry about nothing, and you good. You keep it moving. And go chase that bag.
Right. You decide to call her, you not calling her on the tip wanting to do that, so you can have a meaningful conversation with her. You might really just be calling to see what she doing now. You might be checking up on her, or you
Word.
might really want to go get food. So now you can sit down at whatever diner you at with her, have a nice conversation with her, and if it leads back to the place, you cool. Because you wasn't thinking like,
You
damn, I need to get
cool.
this nut off. You going to call the woman you
That's
really
right.
want to spend your time with, not the woman who you know would be down for anything.
That's right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
And in the words of the great poet Marquise the Fresh Dinkins, beat your meat and go to sleep. Not only will you save
on the bed, King.
You
I
will
just
save,
fell out.
You will save not only $50,
Hey,
but a fistful of headaches.
do we have T-shirts coming?
Beat your meat and go to sleep. Hashtag. Hashtag beat your meat, go to sleep.
All I gotta do is give Jeannie a call. She'll put it on the press. Within the week. All right, but people, we have definitely gone well above the time this week. We'll thank everybody that tuned into us live. Make sure you definitely tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time and catch the Women Speaks episode of The Breakdown where I will be moderating it. Once again, guys, make sure you send in your questions to tonedeafradio@gmail.com. And the ladies have openly agreed to answer any questions that you may have to ask them.
And if you're in the group or on the like page, you can send them that way too. And we'll.
I mean, does that
now wait?
Does
Jacob,
that go for?
What you say?
You are aware that the like page in the group is connected, right? That if you send something to one, the notification go to both, so you don't have to keep saying
go
that.
to the other.
You don't have to.
Yeah, but we got people who are on the like page who are not in the group. The group has been, for the longest, the group was the most active, but now the like page is jumping like I don't know what.
Because of that one stupid post. I'm not kidding. So in the breakdown, somebody put this post in there. I don't even know who. That the way a boyfriend should act around his female friends. So it's like
he's hugging
this girl, and he's hugging a childish, right? Now, young stupid girls, young dumb filled with cum girls are like reposting it, resharing. Because the concept is
she
stupid.
told her not to hug the bitch. Don't hug the bitch.
Stupid. Okay, and they keep sharing.
What?
And they keep sharing this dumb post.
I'll tag you in it. I'll tag you in it.
It's terrible.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
What?
It's
and that post is so old, like it's just been sitting there for the longest. And
what happened was
people start tagging these women are tagging their men in it.
Right, and that's why it's stupid.
They're like, yo, you know this me. This is me right here. Yeah,
and
babe,
that
I
just
know.
Proves to you, but that just proves to you how insecure so many people are. That you felt like he can't hug a friend. Okay, he can't hug a friend. She was here long before you got there. So she know more about you. She probably know the chick that he cheating on you with. So that's who.
Not to mention she probably the reason this female friend probably the reason why I'm still with your ass. She done saved you a number of times when I was ready to get rid of your ass.
Facts.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
she talked me off the ledge. She talked me off the ledge. I called her like, you know what? I'm supposed to leave this chick. She wilding. She made me look at it from a female's point of view and saved your dumb ass. You need to be thanking her.
She said, don't hurt the bitch.
I wish him up, man. Listen, don't hurt.
Honestly, at that point in time, if my friend wanted to hit her, I'm not intervening because I can't call you a bitch. How you gonna call somebody else a bitch and don't expect that bitch to get mad at you? Y'all both acting like some bitches, so y'all fight.
It is what it is.
Word.
I'm just saying.
What you gonna ring the bell?
That's some disrespectful shit.
You
being disrespectful, right?
That's right. Gonna ring the bell too, Tom?
Just sit there and eat my burger. I ain't got no time for that. But also make sure you guys.
Nothing to do with that.
Also make sure you guys.
And then when we get home, then when we then when we get home, don't let my female friend bust your ass, because when we get home, I'm gonna be like, yo, she whipped your ass.
Nope. If they got into a fight, they both sit in the backseat of the car as we drive home. They both in the backseat. Y'all work that out. Don't care. Stupid.
Oh shit. Hold on. Question for tomorrow's show. Can staff members present questions to the women?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Everybody can. All questions must be sent.
Yeah, they
to
need to be sent.
Radio@gmail.com.
You gotta make sure they able to be aired.
I'm just saying,
they can be aired. I'm not putting nobody's name on them, so I don't want none of them to be like, oh, did this come from Juan? This come from Jacob? Nope. Nobody would know where the questions came from. Nope.
Oh, tomorrow's gonna be fun.
And no men are allowed on air. It's all
so fellas, we can't be on air, fellas, but we can listen. So make sure you're listening to the live stream. Make sure you listening tomorrow because they gonna talk. I already heard John. They gonna talk shit tomorrow. So that's why I didn't want to be on the show. So they can be free.
Because you
he said I'm Steve Harvey.
You don't know how to carry it. You be one. Well, I'm not.
No,
like that. Nope,
it's not that I wanted to carry it. I wanted them to. I want the women to be able to speak freely and with no male interaction. Period. That's why I did.
They gonna still speak.
That's
freely.
what I was doing.
See, the thing about it is
okay.
When tone moderates, tone knows how to make them open up. See, women open up to me like I'm Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you how to do it tomorrow, because you got to know follow-up questions to ask. You got to know how to probe. You got to make them feel comfortable with you. You see, and once you do that, once you talk to them enough that they be like, "Girl, let me tell you, you in, bruh." If you ain't never talked to a woman and she ain't never said, "Girl, let me tell you about my day," you ain't talking to her right. Just saying. That's where you losing at.
You gotta be gold. You gotta be Goldie. You gotta put your Goldie on.
All right, you Negro, shut up so I can close out tonight's show. Damn it. All right. So, sure, you tune in this Thursday as the Death Fresh crew go ahead and review the latest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we recap the Avengers Infinity War movie, and we ask the tough question: can you sacrifice the one you love for the greater good? Okay. So, could you kill the one you love if it means saving the whole world? Could you do it? All right. With that being said, well, Juan, what do you want? Damn it, Negro. What do you want, Juan?
No, man, I just had to come through and show some love for you.
Bro, I'm canceled.
Fresh in the building.
Doesn't matter.
We gotta get that hashtag. We gotta get that hashtag and them shirts popping.
No. I just want to go to bed. I just want to go to bed. Will you Negro shut the fuck up? This is why.
Beat your knee to go to sleep campaign.
Right. What's this show without Juan, fast?
A good show. It was a complete show.
Hey, look. You niggas had 2 hours on me. So give me 10 seconds of airtime.
That's right. Yo, Wall just pulled a Kramer. You know how Kramer used to just pop up?
Hell yeah.
Like people are texting me waiting for the mellow moods for tonight so they can, sip their wine and read their books before they go to bed. They don't want to hear you, Juan. They tune in Thursday for that.
I got mellow moods.
I hate this Negro.
Yo, Ward, is that water in the background, man? He said he got mellow moves. He got the water in the background.
Man, is you in the tub with strawberries in your bath water and candles?
Oh my God, I got tears in my eyes. Y'all stupid.
You is not.
Y'all are stupid.
Bro, you're not in the bathtub trying to pull a Tupac, are you? Just got your gold on while you laying there eating grapes. He ain't saying no either, so that's what makes it even worse.
He ain't denying it.
Right? So all he did was hang up. So that doesn't. Oh my!
You caught him.
You know what, dog? I don't want to. Okay, this is Mr. Tone Deaf closing out tonight's episode the only way we know how around this piece.
Oh.